Alright guys, today we have a very thrilling scenario. We're gonna do a quad engine fire and failure as well in that amazing A380 by fly-by-wire. It's gonna be a very exciting scenario. We don't even know if we're gonna survive that one. However, there will be lots and lots of helpful insights during that scenario, so stick around. Maybe you will try that one on your own. So without further ado, we do have the failures in the EFB, and we do have full simulation of this failure below isn't yet guaranteed, and I'm sure that not everything will be going as realistic as possible, but it's gonna be fun one. So let's go fire engine 1, 2, 3, and 4 without hesitation. And as you can see, we do have master caution that's simulated. We have ECAM messages, and we need to focus on aviating, navigating, then communicating. So we're gonna start. Regarding aviating, we still have autopilot on. We have aircraft under control so far. We still have thrust coming out of the engine. So we're gonna go to engine idle, going through ECAM actions and master switch 1 off. Then we're gonna go to engine fire 1. This will disconnect hydraulics, electricity, fuel from the engine, and this will boot agent 1, which is fire extinguisher, to the engine. Then we're gonna wait a bit, 10 to 30 seconds. If we still have fire, we're gonna push agent 2. Thankfully, fire is gone on engine number 1. Let's go for number 2. Idle and engine master off. Let's get ABU on as well, because we'll turn off all engines in a bit. Okay, let's do the same thing. Agent 1 check, discharge. Then let's go to number 3, monitoring the autopilot. Okay, master 3 off.
Good evening.
Okay, engine 2 fire is off. 3 discharge. Okay, so let's go with throttle lever number 4. Fire is gone from here. So let's go to idle on 4. Discharge. Sorry, disconnecting that one. Then I was listening to communications, because we should be descending. We didn't declare emergency yet, so we're gonna do that right now. Engine number 4 and discharge. Okay, currently we have fire in engine number 4, but we lost all engines, so that's interesting too. And navigating as well, so we're gonna start descending. We're lost engines. We need to decelerate to green dot speed, so let's go for open descent, and let's select speed as well, and let's go to maybe 199 green dot speed, putting that triangle on that green dot, which is really helpful in that scenario, as autopilot will manage our descent rate according to that speed. So it's gonna be greatly reducing workload. And also we need to fly maybe directly to runway. Currently we are about 34 nautical miles with 20,000 feet, which is quite high on energy. So yeah, maybe you can fly directly to be safe. Maybe you can do circles over modus. Okay, so actually we have some bug in here as well for throttle lever 4. Our thrust lever 4, it's idle but it's not being detected, so that's something. So currently let's go ahead and notify as well ATC. Okay, let's go to squawk 7700 for emergency VHF, and I'm gonna take control and communication. I have communication and control from Copilot. I'm using, by the way, say intentions, if you are wondering about the
Roger,
ATC.
you got the comms in control.
MS 870, you're walking 7700. What is your emergency?
Now we're gonna declare emergency. Emirates 870, Mehdi, we have lost 4 engines. We have quad engine failure, declaring emergency, gliding to Dubai International. Now we have declared emergency. We need to maybe go directly to modus to be safe. All
Emirates 870, Roger. Emergency declared. You are cleared to fly to Dubai International. Take fuel and souls on board.
clear to Dubai International, fuel 14,500 kilos and souls 310, Emirates 870. By the way, there is something also that's not simulated in that aircraft, which is position monitoring. So as you can see, we can't really get a direct distance. That's why I'm using these circles for a rough estimate. Maybe they will be doing that one soon. It's a great add-on, by the way, the FlyByWire A380. If you haven't downloaded that one and tried it, you should give it a try. A different experience, you know, being in that whale sea. And don't ask me about that library, the AC Milan. That's the only compatible one for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 until now. Not because I'm a huge fan of the club or so. Okay, let's go back to our checklist. Descent rate, that's not quite accurate as well, since it should be gliding or descending in a rate of 1500 to 2000. I think it has gliding ratio 15:1, and that descent rate will vary from according to weight, weather, and different conditions. So yeah, not really accurate, which is quite challenging as well to calculate gliding distance. So here are our challenges in that mission.
870, contact Minhas approach on 122.5.
Contacting Minhad approach 122.5. Minhad approach, Emirates 870, descending through 15,000 feet. So our challenges now is like we don't have a direct distance.
870. Super, Minhad approach identified. Good evening. Expect the ILS runway 30 left approach into Dubai.
Roger that, Emirates 870. Okay, ILS. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. It's gonna be a rough visuals, man. Anyway, as I told you, it's say intentions, so sometimes you have to repeat yourself as an emergency. What I was talking about that is our challenges would be we don't have a direct distance through position monitor in here, so we are counting on rough estimations. That's about 15 nautical miles now, or 14 for 14,000. So you can tell that we are high on energy as well, because in a regular state this distance should give us above 30 nautical miles. That's why we're gonna be circling here for a bit. And the other challenge is that we don't have a co-pilot, of course. That's very important. He's gonna be running through these checklists. I'm gonna be focusing on flying. What is our other challenge? Yeah, the gliding ratio. It's not accurate, man. It's 1,000 feet per minute. That's insane, which make it really hard to estimate the distance, and from there you can decide when to start your approach, you know. So keep that in mind. It's still a fun scenario, but it's quite a difficult one in my opinion. Now let's go back to our checklist. Notifying ATC done. Fire, we still have fire. Number 4. I told you we need a co-pilot for that reason. I didn't focus. We still have engine fire in number 4. And in case you do have fire like that, this is one of the most critical emergencies in aviation. You need to be on ground in a very short time. Speaking of ground, we need to prepare our cabin as well. However, let me remind you that we're going to be using landing gear gravity extension in that scenario.
Contact Al Maktoum radar on 124.025.
Contacting them now. I forgot their name, so I'm gonna switch directly. Al Maktoum, yeah. Emirates 870 descending through 12,000 feet. We're gonna be circling above Modus to lose energy and glide to runway 30 left or right. Okay, now we need to start our circling. We're so high on energy, as you can tell. LS might help us 5 nautical miles. That's
Emirates 870 Super Al Maktoum radar identified. Good evening, Dubai QNH 1012.
I really like the accents and dialects, and when you are switching from a destination to another, you can clearly see a nice work on the accents in there. So we need to prepare our cabin as well for the emergency. In real life scenario, we'll be discussing that maybe with the purser or nearest crew member, cabin crew member, about nets, which is nature of emergency, intention, time, evacuation, if it's needed or not, and securing the cabin. So currently we're not gonna do it in a professional way, but what's really amazing is that you can interact with your cabin crew as well in say intentions. So let me show you guys how that goes. Cabin crew, prepare the cabin for emergency landing. We're gonna do landing in Dubai International within 5 to 10 minutes. We don't have, of course, exact time in this scenario. Evacuation will be needed. We do have engine fire, and make sure to secure the cabin. That was long for a message.
Acknowledged, Captain. Securing the cabin for emergency landing and preparing for evacuation.
Usually the cabin crew member will be synchronizing his time with the captain to estimate the time.
Due to an engine issue.
But in that case, I can't really tell when we're gonna be landing, but approximately less than 5 minutes.
Tighten and remove all sharp objects. We will be landing shortly, and an evacuation will be necessary. Thank you for your cooperation.
In my estimate, in a scenario like that, maybe we need to stop circling around 3.5 nautical miles, 3.5 thousands. Could be a wrong estimate though. But let me tell you something. The ground elevation will be a huge factor as well, because like maybe in some scenarios you will have an elevation of 4,000, 5,000 feet or something like that. So in that case, all your calculations will be wrong, because like suddenly you'll find the radio altimeter telling you 2,500 and you are maybe 7,000 feet. So you're gonna run out of altitude. So you're gonna think about the real elevation, the real altitude you will have to glide. And preferably, if you're gonna do these circles, try to end them in a way that you're gonna be going direct to the runway. So currently we are slopey, but that's fine because like we still have high energy, so much high energy. I'm gonna try to work on that in this circle. So when I exit the circling, I'm not gonna be going that direction. For instance, I'm gonna be coming from this direction. Also, if you do have a clear airspace, probably in a scenario like that, they will be closing the airport or clearing the airspace as well, so you can circle around airport. You know, in a similar scenario with dead engines like that, yeah, you can improvise a lot. Even in the familiar or famous Captain Sully ditching approach in landing in Hudson River, he improvised the ABU. It wasn't the first thing on the checklist for the A320, but he improvised that thing, and later Airbus changed their checklist. Currently, we are 6,000 feet. Currently, we are getting away from airport because I wanna start. Oh, autopilot is gone. Oh boy. We can still rely on flight director for maintaining our alt, but let's try to re-engage it. No, it's gone. He's quitting. Okay. I should have selected a lower alt. It doesn't want to engage.
Pacific 1323, you're following the 767, 12 o'clock and 6 miles.
You know, having the autopilot in emergencies is a must sometime, because like you are reducing workload, so there is no, it's mandatory thing. Oh, there's something weird with the aircraft. It doesn't want to a floor. Oh boy. Now the aircraft, and we have toggle lock as well. We are approaching stall speed, so I'm gonna reduce my bank angle. Maybe it's quite high. Yeah, that's quite high. I wasn't paying a close attention. And also I'm gonna increase my descent a bit, but actually we need to go to runway direction. Now we are 9 miles. We're not gonna make it if we didn't turn tight now. So let's get this one out of the way as well. We're not gonna lower landing gear now. We are quite high on energy. We are low on energy in this time. So yeah, let's make sure everything here. Light seat belt on. Oh, we didn't even put that one. You know what that's saying? To be late is better not is better than not showing up. That's the case here for the sign. Okay, runway in sight. Here in Dubai, it's quite tricky because like you might be mistaken with Sharjah airport. I hope this is not happening to me. Yeah, that's Dubai International. You can easily mistake them. 3,000 feet with 7 nautical miles. That's quite alarming. Emirates 870, we need to switch to tower to get our clearance.
2,500.
Traffic.
We have traffic again. Oh boy. In real life, this shouldn't happen.
Contact Dubai Tower 118.75.
We didn't select TA only. We're not gonna follow resolution advisory.
118.75 for your clearance. Clear of conflict.
Emirates 870, we are aiming toward runway 30 right and left. We need to have clearance to all available runways. Landing gear down. And flaps 1.
Traffic.
Aircraft feels different, definitely, when it's
Emirates
when the gear is going down.
870. Super. Winds 170 at 5. Runway 30 left, clear to land.
We need to have emergency vehicles standing by runway 30 right. We are approaching 30 right. Emirates 870. Flaps 2. Need the higher drag. 1000 check. Maybe a little bit of side slip if needed before reaching runway.
Aircraft. Inbound emergency aircraft.
We're not gonna stall
On
the
final
engine
approach to runway 30 left.
because we
Too
have
low, terrain.
no engines
Too
to
low,
stall.
terrain. Too low, terrain.
Okay,
Too low, terrain.
4.
Too low, terrain.
01, Bravo, enter
Too
right
low,
base, runway
terrain.
22.
we will have
Too
to
low,
use the
terrain.
differential rudders,
Too low, terrain.
differential braking.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Careful with pitch.
30, 20.
Runway
10, 5,
Okay. Why is it climbing like that? Okay.
5.
Currently, we need to step on right, braking and left braking as well. Manual braking. And we are maintaining runway, releasing left to turn right a bit. Differential braking is being utilized now. We don't have hydraulics. Wasn't, of course, the best landing I did, but yeah, the aircraft was super sensitive on the pitch axis for some reason. I tried to maintain my coolness, but yeah, once it touches, it's like it wants to bounce. Cabin crew, evacuate.
Emirates 870. Emergency vehicles are en route. Stay put.
Usually you need to finish your checklist before ordering the evacuation, but we have fire and we have no running engines, so we are quite safe.
Leave all personal belongings behind. Thank you for your cooperation.
Also, we can initiate the evacuation order. And let's notify ATC. Emirates 870, we are evacuating the aircraft and waiting for emergency vehicles. Alright guys, as you can see, we have a very dense smoke in this air. Go ahead and experiment maybe a similar scenario in the A380. Not fully simulated yet, but it's an amazing add-on, of course, and you can still enjoy the simulation that we have in there. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so and give us a like. That's really helpful to the channel. Take care and I'll see you in another one. Bye.